Hi everyone, Claire here from Raw Blend. Today I'm going to be making for you a delicious cherry tart in the Vitamix Exploring E310 series. This series I love because it does come with the 1.4 litre container and it's still got the power to make whatever you want. So I'm just going to get started and let's go. So we're going to start with the base, and in here I have 1 cup in total of any nuts of choice. We have walnuts and pecans. You can use almonds, you can use macadamia nuts, you can use cashews, whatever suits you. So I've got 1 cup of nuts in here, and then I'm going to add in 8 soaked dates. So what I like to do is just mix it up a bit by putting some of the dates in there, nuts on top. Almost forgot, we need some coconut oil for the base as well. So I've got 4 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. It's easy at the moment because it is hot in Australia, so it's already melted for me. Add that in, lid cap back on, and we're going to start at a low variable to pulse and bring it up higher to get that consistency that we want. There we have it. It smells amazing. Still a bit chunky, but I mean, you could just eat that on its own. Nice and sweet, a bit salty. And I'm just going to put this straight into the tart tin. To help smooth it out, I sort of wet the back of a spoon and sort of flatten it out. All right, time for the filling. We've got our base setting in the freezer just so it can get a bit more stable. I've got a removable base on that tart tin, so you want it to be nice and solid before taking it out. I'm going to do the ingredients separately for the filling, which is just super easy. It's just rough chopping, no hand chopping, just do it in the Vitamix on a high speed and it's all done. So I've got 3/4 of a cup of macadamia nuts, pop them in. I've set the dial to 10. Now I'm just going to pulse it a few times. And that's it. Just saves you having to chop it by hand. The Vitamix makes it so much easier. And look, it's almost like a macadamia nut meal. Beautiful crumbly texture. I've added this to the filling just to have a bit of a crunch and because I love macadamia nuts. Next ingredient, we have about 16 to 18 medjool dates, depending on how big they are. These have been soaking for quite some time, so they're nice and mushy. Really brings out the flavor. And also just makes the blending process a lot easier. We like easier. Again, pop your lid into place, make sure it's on speed 10 and give it a couple of pulses. You can use it. Get them into the middle. Perfect. Smells yummy too. No need for precision with this recipe. This recipe is great because you don't need to bake it. Excellent. So now we've got most of that out. Now we need to do the cherries. We've got about 20 cherries there. I've halved them and made sure I got rid of all the stones because they're not good for you. Pop them in. It's a messy job. You can probably see why my fingers are purple and red. And again, we're going to pulse those on high a few times. Speed 10. Don't even need a few times, you just need once. Delicious. So pour in your chunky cherries on top. This already kind of just reminds me of a fruit mince pie mixture. Super simple, super colorful. and free from refined sugars and anything else they add in. What we're going to add to that is just a simple squeeze of lemon juice. I've gotten rid of all the seeds. Give it a good squeeze and a good mix. Doesn't matter if you have bits that are chunkier than others, it just kind of adds to the texture and color of it all. Lemon really brings out the flavor. And what you want to do is whack that on top of your base, which has been setting in the freezer. Just got it out of the freezer, and now is the fun part where you get to decorate it. And surprise, surprise, I'm going to use cherries. So I've cut them in half, I've pitted them, and I'm just going to place them around the whole tart and then pop it back in the freezer for a little bit. And until you're ready to serve, get it out of the freezer because it needs that time to set. So I've just done a little flower in the middle. You could put chocolate drizzle in there. So happy blending, everyone.